everybody, and it is 3 o'clock in the morning, but I really slept soundly, even though it probably wasn't enough sleep because I'm dreaming again. So I decided to get this video out of the way because I'm gonna go to the gym this morning. I don't know if I told you guys, but the pool has been closed since since I wanted to start coming, and I was like, well, if the pool's not closed, then I don't want to do any, go to the gym and work out because that's what I wanted was a pool. And then I was like, I can just go to the pool at another 24-hour fitness, but those are like an hour and a half away with the bus. So I'm like, just work out because that's what the gym is for, anyways. So this morning I'm gonna do something called, I think, like body pump or something, where it's like weights and all of that. So I will work out until the pool opens up. So it's under construction right now, and so they don't know when it's gonna be done. And this time I will definitely remember to read these, okay? And the worship song is Beautiful Messes. If I didn't just tell you guys that, I have to have more coffee. Make sure I move this mouse way over to the corner again. Oh, new glasses! That's what I want to tell you guys. And also, before I talk about Juniper's, Connor's birth. See, you guys like my glasses? Okay, so it was a huge storm yesterday. Okay, so I get picked up by this people by coach. That's the name of the transportation service. And every person who I've gone on a ride with, they always come inside to let you know they're there and walk you outside and open up your door. Okay, so I always get down and wait in the little area where the foyer where there's a bench to sit on. So I was sitting there. It was like 5 minutes past when it was time for me to go. And I was like, this guy must be running late, So it turns out another resident was over in that side of where he could see the guy was parked in his car. And so he's like, are you waiting for a ride at one of the residents? I was like, yes. He's like, he's here. But I was like really frustrated because I had been in there for 5 minutes and I needed 10 extra minutes to fill out paperwork. So I was like, what's the deal? So got in the car with him and I was like, aren't you supposed to come inside and let me know you're there and open the door and stuff? He's like, well, I just wait until people come sit in the chairs right there. And I was like, kind of upset at him because I'm like, that sounds like you just didn't want to get out of the car and get in the snow. And so I was already frustrated with him, and he's like, how's your morning going? And I was like, dude, aren't you supposed to come in? Everybody has come in to get me. So I just didn't talk to him. And then he almost got us in an accident because he was getting in the right lane and somebody was there and honked at him. So to almost get us into an accident and then not come in like I know they're supposed to, I was like really frustrated with him and like, okay, I need to report whatever happened. So the next guy that picked me up, he was awesome. Again, he came in, opened the door for me, and I told him about my experience, and he's like, what? Because they're supposed to be good drivers, and also supposed to open the door for them. That's what their boss says to everybody. Open the door. You go up to their suite number. If there's suite number, so this guy was shocked, and he's like, man, these kind of guys make us look bad, But this guy was so sweet, and he filled out a report about that driver, and so hopefully that driver won't be able to drive anymore because, but anyway, that was yesterday, so I forgot to tell you guys that. So, okay, Connor's birth story, here we go. Okay, so So Connor was due like on the 21st of April. Yes. But for the first time in the history of me being pregnant, I was like, okay, because mom wouldn't be able to come until like 23rd or something. I forget that date, but so she talked to him in his stomach, like when she was FaceTiming with us, like Connor, you stay in there until I come, and so he did. He stayed in 2 days past my due date. It's like yes. So once she got here, she told his stomach, my stomach, okay, Connor, you can come now. So yes, so let's see. Okay, so yeah, sorry. Yes, so what happened was, so ended up going into labor. Oh yeah, the day we went to walk at the zoo with Juniper. So the two things I told God I really wanted with this birth was one, to be able to go to church with Juniper and mom and do banners, and we were able to do that, and then also go to the zoo with Juniper. So we were able to do that, and it was totally a God thing, our time at the zoo, because, well, first of all, like, I'm actually, like, losing my mucus plug. Sorry, men that hear that, but women will know. So that meant I was, like, yes, I'm going to be going into labor soon. So anyway, so we're at the zoo, and the polar bear, who is never he's sleeping, we can never see the polar bear, was like playing that day. He accidentally got a ball stuck in this bucket, and I don't know if they gave it to him like that so he would play with it, but was slamming the bucket and the ball onto the ground and like kept falling in the water. So it was so fun, and Juniper, we were laughing, so it was like the perfect time. So that night, I go into labor, and so first of all, I was like, okay, early labor, that's what they say, eat food and take a hot shower. So that's what I did. Then I was like, I definitely know I'm having consistent pains. So mom was sleeping, and I was like, Mom, I definitely know I'm having consistent pains. And I wanted to do it natural this time too. So mom's like, okay, Stephanie, I'm going to go back to sleep for like 2 hours and then take a shower, and then I'll start, timing your contractions. So once that happened, I never remember how far how far the contractions were apart, but they were definitely consistent. So we go to again, I had a midwife and went to Highland Hospital, and told them, and they saw that I was having consistent pains. But so okay, so you guys remember that they sent me home when Juniper's birth stopped. So what happened was they checked me. I think I was like 2 centimeters, and they're like, "Go home and rest. Go home and rest." That's what they told me. I was like, "There's no way with active labor pains I'm gonna be able to do that." So mom's like, "Okay, Stephanie, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to go to IHOP, eat, hear all your birth stories," because she'd attended a lot of births. So, and Brian had come out, and when he got there, because we thought, it would be happening like soon. So she's like, "Okay, Brian can go home. Mom will call him when we're closer, and he can come meet us." And he lives like an hour and a half away. So we went to IHOP, and again, really intense labor pains happening, but I was like getting through each contraction. So we're eating breakfast, and I'm sure everybody in the restaurants, right, like, okay, this person must be in labor. But I had to go potty a lot, and that was always, guys, when you sit on that potty, okay, I had diarrhea, okay, TMI, but that's part of telling this story with you guys. So every time I sat on the potty to do that, that's when I felt like the worst kind of labor pains. So that was the only, and I was in the bathroom a lot. And this happened when I was having Juniper too. So other than that, I was able to stay on my contractions. But when they came, yeah. So mom's like, okay, we ate a huge breakfast, drank a lot of coffee, and so she's like, what do you want to do now? And I was like, let's go to the mall and walk. So, um, so we make it over to the mall, still having really consistent contractions. So mom, she had to drop her cell phone off and we were using this app to time the contractions. Now mom knows how to do that on her watch anyways, but she, had to drop off her phone at the cell phone place so they could fix it or give her a new battery or charge it. Oh yeah, she needed to, they had charged it for her. So anyway, so we're walking and now the pains are getting like a lot, very intense, okay? And I was like, okay, so what I told my mom, which was like one of those little things I filed away during my childbirth class, the doula suggested a way to stay on top of our contractions is by saying the sound oh or ah. And I was like, I'm not making that sound in the middle of the mall, but mom's like, here, I'll make the sound first. So she was like, oh, and then once I started making the sound, I was like staying on top of my contractions. It's like keeping your jaw relaxed and also helps stay on top of your breathing. And also, like, had to find a position to labor, to have my contractions in. So I was up against, I had to find a wall to go up against, each contraction. So we walked, and it was taking me longer and longer. And so mom's like timing on the watch, and she's like, okay, these are coming closer together. And it was taking us forever to be able to walk from one place to the next because I had to stop with every contraction that was coming closer and closer. So mom's eventually like, okay, honey, because it's taking us so long, let's go get my phone, and then we'll head right out to the car because she knew it was time to get to the hospital because of how close my labor pains were. So, and again, in the middle of the mall, but you just forget after a while. Plus, there weren't a bunch of people in there. But anyway, so I was still saying, oh, and then, so we finally get a phone and make it out to my car, and I had a huge contraction. I was like, I don't want to go in the car because that's the worst place. I was in the car, of course, when they took me and Juniper, to the, hospital when I was laboring with Juniper. It's the worst place to be when you're contracting. There's nowhere to lean against. So, but I was like, I've got this, so get in the car again, have this huge contraction. My water breaks in my seat. So I was like, yes! And so now mom's on the phone. She calls Brian. She's like, okay, her water just broke. And so we're headed to the hospital now, okay? So get to the hospital. And so, of course, it's really hard when they put you in a wheelchair to wheel you up to, and yes, but it was like, but the baby's coming soon, so it was fine. So we got our room, and they checked me. I think I was like 7 centimeters. I was really close. So Brian still wasn't there because it didn't take very long for me to get to ready to push. So I think it might have taken us like an hour to get, pushing to the point of, not pushing, laboring to the point of, pushing. And that's when my sound turned out, between, like, for each contraction. And that, for some reason, was, like, helping me stay on top of my contractions. So But the only thing that they were trying to do was, well, check me first of all when you're having contractions. It's the worst thing. I hate being checked. Every woman hates being checked because they have to just shove their fingers in you, and so I was like, oh my gosh. So they were trying to check me. I'm like, can't you just? Why do you have to check me? But anyways, so I got to 8 really or 9, 10 centimeters? 10? Yes, centimeters really quickly. And so I started pushing and couldn't figure out how to push, just like with Juniper. And so, but, oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So they were trying to put the IV in, and you guys know, okay, if you don't, I have the smallest, slipperiest veins ever, so it always takes like 5 or 6 shots sometimes, especially when you're in late, having active contractions, and trying to have them put the needle in. So they missed it 2 times, and I'm like, it's really distracting to me needing to push. So mom prayed, like they only let each person do it 2 times now. So my mom prayed, and then they saw the vein, and they got it, literally a vein showed up, and they got my IV in there, so that was cool too. So here comes Brian, walks in just as I'm pushing Connor, and okay, 10 minutes of pushing with Connor. That's how long it took. Total labor was 8 hours, which was and it was I started laughing after the baby was born. I can't believe I just did that naturally. We have the video, and that's exactly what I say. So plus he was okay. That's why, because I call him my little peanut. He had the perfect size little head. So that's why he gets his nickname Peanut. So anyway, I was and my mom's like, you didn't even break a sweat. So, anyway, yes. So, but he came out naturally and nursed fine. And so that was my Connor birth story. So now you guys know. But so, if Brian hadn't been, so it was literally, it must have been an hour and a half from the time mom called him to the time he walked in at the end of my pushing. So that part of the hospital went really fast. So, okay. So we're still on Love Heals from Past Mistakes. A prayer for guidance. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and this is the story about the woman who came and poured out oil all over Jesus' feet and wept and dried them with her tears. A prayer for guidance. Okay. Anoint my head with the balm of peace and set me on the right path. Give me courage to get back up when I stumble. Give me the eyes to see your hand at work in the world around me. Teach me to pray for others even in my own suffering. Show me how to love again from the deepest part of my heart and with my whole being. Amen. Okay, now the poem. Can't believe how well I'm sleeping, you guys. Really dreaming, because that's what happens when you wake up so early in the morning. Oh, and this one is special because it has my grandpa's bookmarks in it. I think I've told most people about where this book of poetry comes from, but in case there's any new subscribers, so it was given to me. So yes, this was given to my grandpa, from my dad, Steve, my bio dad, who had Huntington's, and they both are passed away now. But my bio dad didn't know Jesus, but he knew that his dad loved Jesus, and so this book is Christian poems, and and there's a dedication in it where it says, oh, anyway, it says, oh, right here, to Al, my father and friend, from Steve, your son and friend. I think that's so cool that he says his friend. Yes, but how I ended up getting it was when my grandpa passed away. My uncle was getting stuff together for each person in the family that they thought the person would really like, and I didn't even realize it was Christian poetry. So that is how I got this, and there's bookmarks in it still where my grandpa was must have been his favorite poems. So those are really precious. So bookmark is on the world. The world would be a nicer place if we traveled at a slower pace. So my grandpa wants us to read this, and it just happens to be the one that is we're reading today. So that's cool. Okay, amid stresses and drains, much too much to mention, and pressure-packed days filled with turmoil and tension, we seldom have time to be friendly or kind, for we're harassed and hurried and always behind. And while we've more gadgets and buttons to press, making leisure hours greater and laboring hours less, and our standards of living, they claim, have improved, and repressed inhibitions have been freed and removed. It seems all the progress and growth are for naught, for daily we see the world more distraught. So what does it matter if man reaches his goal and gains the whole world but loses his soul? For what we have won, if in gaining his end we've been much too busy to be kind to a friend. What is there left to make the heart sing when life is a cold and mechanical thing, and we are but puppets of controlled automation instead of joint heirs to God's gift of creation? Ooh, that was good. All right. So now you guys are all caught up. My time to pray for you guys. Thank you, Jesus, so much for my subscribers. Lord, they are such a gift to me, and I just thank you that you are giving each one of them hope as they watch this video, Lord. And I ask that each of them right now would just know your hope so deeply and a deeper level than they've ever known. Amen. All right, you guys all caught up? I will talk when I have more to say. Have a blessed day.